Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your virtual weekly TV guide right here on the Latin Nerds Network. Ready to go over all the shows, documentaries, films released on streaming over the past week. Gave you our best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be. And of course, at the end of the show, letting you know what's also coming out so you too can create your very own watch list. Joining us as always is Senor Jaime, aka Chewy, who's counting down the days until Comic Con, of course. Very excited.
90, 83 days, something
83
like that.
days. Okay, well, there
There
you go. We have officially hit the summer season when it comes to entertainment. No, it's not officially summer yet.
That is true. That is true.
But May usually signifies that. And you know, I'm still waiting the trailer for the next $1 billion movie, The Kool-Aid Man. Waiting for that to drop. Of course, starring the great Ice Cube.
You,
Ice
you,
Cube.
fuck AI.
So I'm saying. The studio, man, what a great episode it was. My God.
That was awesome. I
It's
mean,
probably my favorite episode of the season, I
they
think.
talked about Q. I was like, no way they're gonna bring him in. I'm like, oh shit, they brought Ice
It
Cube,
really
the
did.
Q.
And this whole, sensitivity angle and diversity, which is a big topic. So it's very topical in terms of what's going on in the movie. So, genius episode. Love that episode. It was great, though.
Anaheim Comic Con, let's go, dude.
Yeah, that's right. Introduce the cast. That was what a funny show that is. Y'all need to
That
watch
was
that.
great. That was
Studio again
great.
on Apple Plus. I think that's one more, right? What a shame. Um,
Already, we're at the end. Damn. All right,
yeah,
well,
I
that's
know it's a
good.
shame. Yeah, it's like, oh, well, hopefully, yeah.
Let's look forward to the next thing.
Season two hopefully comes out. But that being said, there's other things to watch, or maybe I don't know. Let's find out, Chewy. Let's start with documentary "A Turning Point: The Vietnam War." Obviously, the title tells you everything you need to know about this. Obviously, chronicling the events of the course Vietnam War back in the '70s. Chewy, your thoughts on this Netflix documentary?
So we had a recent one on Apple Plus on the Vietnam War as well. I can't remember, it
Yep.
was a 4 or 5 parter, which was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, okay, it's gonna be more the same, or what's their angle, what's their take? And I think we've seen several turning points on Netflix.
Yeah.
Pseudo historical series tackled various topics, various wars and whatnot. But so knowing that, I was expecting it to be fairly entertaining. I mean, well, I guess informative and good, and give me a story, right? Just not just give me dates in advance, but give me more of talking to people on both sides, right? Which this does a very good job, right? And interviewing the people who were there on the ground, people who reported it, people who had insight, and obviously people from both sides, because there's always two sides to every story, right? And giving us the trying to give us a full perspective, still skewed to our audience, right? Because it's a U.S. made documentary, but
Obviously.
I think giving fair voice and reason to the events that led to this and net result, and and ironically enough, just simply repeating history again and again with our continued mistakes when we get into geopolitics and other engagements, right? Which so they kind of put a nice bow on kind of bringing it all together. But I really enjoyed it, right? Especially when it gets into deep dive of talking to people and what they saw and specific events that impacted them, right? To just give a recollection of battles and stuff, but of moments and events that shaped us, shaped this country, more importantly, because the result of that had lasting impact and still has lasting impact on how we perceive the government and our involvement around the world.
Yeah, listen, it's definitely for the history buff, obviously, right? Skewed to the history buff. Very well made. Again, I've seen so much in the Vietnam War. But you're still learning some new stuff, right? And some more peek behind the curtain, if you will. So it's enjoyable, man. It's really good. It's not. I thought it might be a little bit too dry. It isn't. Sometimes it is, but it isn't for the most part. I enjoyed it. Again, for the history buff, for sure. It's a good take on the Vietnam War. Of course, one of the for us probably the last real. Well, I guess the Gulf War counts, but I don't know. It was definitely a controversial skirmish, to say the least. Uh,
Well, I think what made it so, and obviously, hindsight's 2020, is there was information since even before it began
right.
that this was a losing effort. Um, we either didn't have the mindset, personnel, the plan to how to actually conduct this war, and I think they had enough data early on to kind of prevent unnecessary deaths. I think that's the biggest issue. Was it was so unnecessary. We could have gotten out and net the same result because it just wasn't going to go well for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. So I guess that's well done, well made for history buff for sure. Put it on your watch list again on Netflix. 4 parts, right? The five,
Five
five
part.
parts. Sorry.
Yeah.
Next one, we go to Apple Plus. Trying to fill the shoes of the studio. It won't. Doesn't mean it's not good. And that's Careme. If I'm pronouncing that right, of course, it's a French show.
Sound good?
Not what I expected because I really didn't see a trailer. It's kind of a synopsis. But I saw his historical-ish, I guess, drama, I guess, revolving on a chef, an inspiring chef, young guy, very hot-headed. It is in the Napoleonic times, and of course, he ended up saving Napoleon's life before he was really Napoleon at the time. And is getting offered a gig, which he takes because his father, well, I guess his father figure is in prison, as he finds a way out by taking a job as a cook for Napoleon, and in
Well, but, I mean,
exchange,
not just a cook. He's a pastry
the
chef, is
pastry
what it
chef or whatever. But
he's a chef, but his
right,
specialty is
pastries, right,
yes,
pastries,
yes.
and he's got to obviously into the world of espionage and provide information because the guy who kind of set this all in motion, is trying to get him into power. Uh, that said, two episodes dropped, and it wasn't bad. I wasn't expecting much out of this show, to be honest with you, but I kind of enjoyed it. It's more interesting than I thought it was going to be.
You just have a French bias, dude. Come on.
Stupid French, man.
If it ain't French fries, you're not
Well,
interested.
Lupin. Let's not forget Lupin. I like
Oh,
Lupin.
Lupin is great, dude. Come on.
Some French fries, of course. But it's actually pretty good. It actually works. It's dubbed, but not blatantly dubbed. Doesn't feel like it's dubbed, but it is. We're kidding. But I enjoy it, like the character. It's interesting though. And I guess it's loosely based on true facts, from what I understand. I cannot
Well, probably
corroborate that
very
very
loosely, because
loosely, very
yeah.
loosely. But I heard it was something about a cook or whatever back then. Whatever.
Okay.
But I guess loosely based. But like I said, I enjoyed it. It's a very good pace. It's very sexual. Obviously in France and during that time, of course, that works. I like what's going on, the intrigue with the whole with the mystery and Napoleon and all that. So I'm digging it. First episode, so it's gonna be a recommend for me, Chewy.
No, I'm agreed. I'm on board. Then I knew it was as kind of a spy thriller type, right? Set in Victorian times. I guess that's the era
Yeah.
that's referred to, early 1800s, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mistaken. Um, and no, it was interesting. I tried to watch it, in French, but I have so much going on. It's like, nah, let me just put it in English, and so it wasn't an issue. And I don't know, I've enjoyed it, man. It was only 2 episodes, but it's very interesting. There's a lot of intrigue going on, political intrigue,
No,
right?
it is, and it makes it fun. It's kind of a fun show.
Yeah.
At the same time, so definitely surprising. So definitely on the watch list. Apple Plus. As you look,
You gave me a little flashback of Ratatouille. In the sense
yeah,
of
okay, that's fair.
there's the second episode where they run out of chicken.
Yeah,
And so he's gonna come up. He comes up with the vegetable dish. I'm like,
Ratatouille.
ratatouille. But it was something else. But I was like, that's
That show
just
would have been
run together.
awesome if it had a Tula show. Remy or whatever. But no, good show. Definitely recommend. The next one is going to Netflix for the last couple. We got the Eternaut. This was a science fiction show, Argentinian show. We support Argentinians.
Oh yeah, churrasco.
Churrasco. Che Valudo. This one here is focus on a
Beat your way. No,
focus on
sorry,
a
that's
group of friends, older friends, who that's wrong thing. Who I guess there's a snowstorm that happens in the middle of summer. No typical snowstorm, besides the fact that it's happening in summer, is that it's toxic. It's people dying on the streets. So I guess if it's airborne or you touch the snow, whatever the case is, it kills them. So people are indoors and have to figure out a way to go outside. And beyond that, as you learn, is a alien invasion show. That's what it turns into. Actually got to finish this because I was like, oh, what the hell, it was a slow weekend. I was like, let me see. But let you go first, Chewy, on this one. How many episodes you watch and are you digging it so
I
far?
watched four, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Um, and so yeah, we don't get to see the invasion piece until I think the fourth episode. A very light hint in the third episode, but really deep into the fourth
I mean, by the
episode.
end of the second, you're like, oh, okay. Then the end of the third, it kind of gave you a glimpse, and then yeah, the
Yeah.
fourth one's when they really
Yes.
get
Yeah.
into that part of the show, right? As far as the aliens and
Yes.
whatever the creatures, or whatever you
Mhm.
want to call
Yeah. I mean, do we want to spoil?
them.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler
No,
alert!
no, spoil. I don't want. Let's not spoil this one. Let's
Okay,
keep it
fine.
vague. But there's an alien
Well, I mean, I
invasion.
was gonna
Leave it
make
at that.
reference to another sci-fi movie, but if I say that, then you know
No, no, no. Yeah,
what.
I think I know
Yeah.
where you're going. But yeah,
Okay.
that's just
All
yeah.
right.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
Jerry. I gotta complain. My apologies. Last week,
yes.
someone complained. Someone who obviously should know better should be watching Last of Us up to date, not wait a week or whatever. And so, whatever.
It's hard to argue that logic, but I get it. People get busy, shit happens. I understand.
Dude, stop it,
I
stop it. You don't have, you're not busy enough for Last of Us, right?
listen.
You had 7 days. Anyway,
Diplomatic here, man. I got told
I
that.
yeah, I get it. So it's like I said, it's I like it. I'm enjoying it. There's what you want with these type of shows is you want people or characters you can relate to or attach yourselves and feel something for, right? It's not just because when you don't have that connection, then you turn it off, right? And you could care less what happens and when they live or die,
True.
right? Throw in the sci-fi element and that just augments that enjoyment of the show as long as it's not hokey or tropey or it looks terrible, right? which is sometimes I worry with some of these international shows, right? As
True.
far as the level of sophistication that we're used to here, right? With CGI, AI,
Fair.
whatever.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Q.
Yeah. Uh, so that like I said, like I said, it reminds me of something when you see it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even then it was kind of hokey, but it was still for whatever reason still end up with the cult following, right? In multiple
Sure.
movies and stuff. And so it's hard to explain, but it has that a little bit of feel, but a little bit not so much on the hokiness or the cheap humor piece, right? That movie tend to have. So if you can accept that, then I think you'll enjoy it because there's definitely like a survival type movie, and I'm curious. Obviously, it's only 6 episodes, only four, and so I'm curious how this is gonna end.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoyed it. It's a slow burn, right? I was getting worried because I compared this to I was thinking, oh my god, have another invasion here. Of course, the Apple show,
Oh
which
God, no, that was
which
yeah.
promoted alien invasion, but just didn't give any
That was
aliens.
that see
So
that's my you just made my point. That looked great, but did you care about
no,
anyone
right? It
surviving?
was just
Absolutely
it was not
not.
well done. Yeah, yeah. The focus in the first couple, like I said, it's a slow burn. And if I had known those aliens, I would have been okay with it. But knowing those aliens, I'm like, okay, are we gonna get something here? We do, so that's fine. But I did enjoy even up to that point when we finally go full flesh invasion,
Mm.
if you will. Yeah, the characters are good. Like the story, and the survival piece of it is very interesting. This world that you have to fully get clothed and mask and who's alive, who you trust, and it's just in Argentina, it's just all over the world. They find out it is what if it's a global thing, but at least in the southern hemisphere. Typical aliens always going for Latinos, man. Jesus Christ! They wanted to deport us, and now they just want to eradicate us, and that's not in the universe doesn't want us apparently. But it's
What the fuck,
just
dude?
saying,
What the
no
fuck?
respect. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, get past the slow burn because it is a slow burn. It does get interesting. It does end very cool. Um,
But does it end where it wraps it up, or does it end
oh
where okay,
no,
it's gonna be a season two?
it ends like okay, it's a continuation.
Okay,
But
good,
on the positive
cool.
side, for those who are concerned, when I saw the credits, it did say official season two is coming.
Oh, nice,
So
nice.
I was
Okay,
like,
good,
oh, so I felt better about it. 'Cause I'm like, oh, they're gonna leave me like this, and God knows, it is getting a season two, so that makes it even
excellent.
better. So when you watch the end, you're like, okay, I'm glad we're gonna continue to introduce a
They're not
new.
just leaving us high and dry.
Right, I think they introduced a new element we haven't seen yet. That happens in episode five.
Okay,
That
good,
kind of changes
good.
something. Like, oh, that's very interesting. Like if they could have cut out 1 or 2 episodes, I would have been okay. Just kind of get this quicker. But be. I mean, it's fine. Just
Okay.
quick. But it's be patient. It's still good. It's still good. Patient. I enjoyed it. 6 episodes, nice, short, concise. Yeah, man. Yeah, I would say it's a winner. It's a winner. I mean, it's
Winner,
definitely a
winner,
win.
chicken dinner.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
again, with
yeah.
these foreign shows, it's a mixed bag, right? This one actually hit for them, so good for them. So looking,
No, it was
yeah,
interesting because, like I said, there's been several. Like I said, we enjoy the Spanish TV, right? We have
yeah,
some
of
great
course,
TV,
no doubt,
global TV shows from Spain.
no doubt.
They know what they're doing, right? We have some great ones from Korea. Korean ones are more hit and miss. There's some I like, and some are like this is just
Of
garbage,
course,
right?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
But Argentinian shows, for the most part, there's not been one that's hit with me and resonated with me. We've tried to watch
Not
some, and
much.
this just haven't worked for
Yeah,
me, right? Either it's too long, or there's too much of a slow burn. This is the first one for me. It's like, oh, right, okay, I'm in. I'm really digging it, and this is what I want to see, and which I enjoy, and hopefully we get more out of it,
Yeah,
right? But we'll see.
it's like I said, it's good science fiction. You don't normally see that coming to Argentina. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, let's be honest. And the CGI was, but still, it didn't kill the show for me.
Well, like I said, the CGI reminded me of that movie that one I'm not going to reference,
Right?
but you know
Yes,
what I'm talking about because
absolutely.
it's identical to that
It is.
as
It
far
is.
as and so it's you know yeah it's meant to be realistic, but you look at it, you know, okay, this is
Yeah, but
complete make believe.
it didn't kill it for me and all that. And it's
No, they didn't kill it or
yeah, and
anything, right?
at the end of the last episode, at the end, you see something different. Like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, so actually a much better show than I thought it was going to be. So I'm happy about that. The last one, 4 seasons, is a new comedy, 30 minute long, 8 episodes dropping. Of course, it's actually a remake of a movie. I didn't realize that back in the 80s, early 80s. But we got Tina
Oh, I know that.
Fey. It's this guy from The Office. I forgot his name. Steve Carell, of course, some of the big
Oh
names
yeah,
on
come
here.
on, dude.
My bad, sorry. It's disrespectful. I apologize. See, this is why aliens when I get rid of Latinos. God damn it, it's my fault. Of course, in this one, there's three married couples. They've been friends for 20 some years, long time college friends and all that, and they go on trips together, right? And I guess I don't have to do one every season, but in this show they do, but they take annual trips as a group. But Steve Carell in the first episode learns that he wants to get a divorce, and that changes the dynamic of their relationships and what happens moving forward. They still take trips, but things aren't what they used to be. And these couples are dealing with that, and of course dealing with their own, being married and marriage issues, of course, marital issues that arise from that type of relationship. Chewy, your thoughts on so far on this comedy here? Is it?
I
Is it
like
okay?
it, man. It's funny. It's funny. I mean, you know, there's certain people there that we know that great comedians, right? Steve Carell for sure.
Of course.
Uh, but I was surprised by the comedic chops from Domingo.
Yeah.
Um, oh God, what's his last name? I mean, he was just in a thriller on the previous Netflix as well, right? And so he's also from the Walking Dead series. But I was really surprised to see his comedic chops, and so I'm enjoying it, man.
Okay, cool. Let me go. Will
It's
Forte's in this as well. It's good.
oh yeah, Will
Yeah.
Forte.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Will
Not a
Forte. He
huge
does
fan, but he's good in the
some
show.
odd
Yeah.
things there. He was in the Last Man Standing shot. I was like, you know, this is just not for me, man. Yeah, he hasn't grown on me. It's not my cup of tea, but whatever. But here he's still relatively funny and stuff. And so like I said, it's relatable, it's grounded, it's funny, it's a unique take of giving us annual snippets of their when they get together and kind of things that that go on and now it's in our age group, right? We're at that that age group, and so I can relate to some of the things that get old and get
Hmm.
older, not having been as spry as you used to be and stuff.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely meant for an older crowd, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging it, man. Like, at the first 20 minutes, I'm like, I don't know about this. Then the kind of humor kicks in. I was like, now we're talking. What did I say? Any comedy just make me laugh at the end of the day, right? And it does. It's funny. It's enjoyable. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Tina Fey and Steve Carell. That first scenario, I think once you get to the scenario, because, well, it's not a spoiler, but, when Steve Carell obviously wants to divorce his wife and he tells some of the friends, and then they find out that the wife, who unknown what's going on, is throwing him a vow renewal celebration, inviting all the family and all that midst of this. So it kind of creates a very awkward situation for him. So that was done really well. I was like, okay, now we're cooking with the show. It's good, man. I enjoyed it, man. Yeah, it's very relatable, particularly again, our age, we've gone through some of this stuff, are going through some of these things, and it's funny. And then I've seen 4 episodes. Um,
I've seen three, I
Okay,
think,
so yeah,
maybe four.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think there's one that they start going to the hotel and whatever the tropical location. I thought that was funny.
Puerto Rico.
Was it Puerto Rico?
Puerto
Okay.
Rico.
Oh, it's Puerto Rico. You're
Yes.
right. That was a whole funny bit. So listen, it's enjoyable show. It's
Oh
funny.
yeah,
It's
yeah, and the
for
hurricane.
yeah. There
Yes,
it comes.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's funny. It's enjoyable. Crazy situations. They make it work. So I'm enjoying this one. This is a win for Netflix, as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully we get a season 2. I don't know how it ends. I assume doesn't not gonna close it. Who knows? But I'm enjoying it. So definitely on the watch list for sure. Again, 4 seasons. I don't know what surprised me. I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this, to be honest with you. The trailer is not good, not great. You know, the show is much better than what the trailer gives off. It really does. So if you have any interest, you definitely should watch it. That said, that's all for this week. Not a big week, and it's not going to be a big week next week. We got well, actually, kind of is. But
Well,
today,
it starts today, man.
today is
Oh, and we forgot to say,
forgot.
dude.
My bad.
Happy May the
May
4th,
the
dude.
fourth.
Come on,
My bad.
brother.
I told you. Yeah, you're right.
Come on.
Again, this is why they're trying to eradicate us. Now I get it. I can't even blame them. I'm gonna eradicate myself at this point. But yes, today is May the fourth be with you. We're recording this on the fourth, of course. So today you got Disney show Tales of the Underworld, animated
Mhm.
show. So I might give that a shot a little bit later. We got the docu series Untold on Netflix, sports related documentary, very good
Yeah, the
series.
first one is the Gilbert Arenas
Yeah, gun
shooting
yeah,
gun incident
in the
in the
locker room.
NBA locker room.
Right,
Yes.
pretty much. I say cost his career, but kind of did. Uh,
Yeah.
to some degree. Poker Face. Kuduro did
Yes, this
mystery
week.
show
Yeah.
on the 8th on Peacock, of course, season 2. Same day, Netflix Blood of Zeus, another season of that, an animated
Animation.
show.
Last season.
Last
The
season. Oh,
last
last
season.
season. Oh, no,
Yeah.
last season. Okay.
Hmm.
We got Nonas. It's on the 9th. It's
A movie.
a movie.
Yeah.
Kind of a family. Interesting. Looks cute. If you guys you say the words. Vince Vaughn in this one. Susan Sarandon. Of course, Vince Vaughn's opening a restaurant using grandmothers to do the cooking Italian restaurant. And then we got Delhi American Marriage on Netflix. Of course, a documentary on crime series here. So we'll see about that. So I guess a few things to watch. Again, find yourself not knowing what to watch. That's what we're here for. Every Sunday in the mornings. Tune in, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're new to the show, you know what to do. If you've been around with us, we appreciate it. And of course, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.